Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of AdaInspires TV. And as you all know, we are here to inspire you to go for your dreams, to give you the tools, the resources, and everything that you need to make your dreams come true. In this 21st century, there is no excuse on why you should not be able to live the kind of life that you want. And today, to make that a reality, we have a phenomenal guest with us. He is the one and only success catalyst, like even before the internet became the rage. He was already talking about success, and he is here to share with us on how you can start getting paid, doing that thing that you've been doing for free for years. All right. So welcome, Mr. Niyi. You are so welcome.
Thank you, Mrs. Ada. Thank you so much. I'm super excited to be doing this with you. Thank you for having me here, first of all. Then thank you, number two, for your consistency over the years. You've been super consistent. I love to tell people that I love people who are gifted, who are talented, who are skilled, but I prefer people who are consistent. You are one consistent person, and I value and celebrate that. Thank you. You even went into marriage. You didn't allow that your consistency to get, over. It's amazing. So I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Tell us a little bit about you. Go back to your background, like where you were in primary school, secondary school. Did you always know that you're going to be this person that you are now?
Never. The answer is never. I never knew I was going to be doing the things that I do now, right? Talking about public speaking about success, motivation, and all the things that I do right now. Many years ago, 10, 15 years ago, I was the exact opposite of the things that I do today. I was a very shy and timid person. Very shy, timid person. Now, even sometimes when I start my public speaking masterclass, I used to tell people, one of the first things to say is that when I think that I'm the one convening a public speaking masterclass, I'm taken aback. Because, throughout my secondary school days, I never attended one debating competition. Because of one single reason, I was afraid of the crowd. I was usually top 3 in class throughout my schooling days. Of course, I'm still a student, but my ability to convey my message, to communicate the things that I desire and I want, I couldn't do all of that. So I can tell you for free, that. It's amazing. It's amazing that I'm the person. If they told me 15 years ago, 20 years ago that I'll be doing these things that I do today, and I'll be interviewed with you, I will just tell them it is a lie, right? So that's how my background is as per these things that I do. I lived in Kaduna all my life, except my university days. We lived in a mud house, like I wrote in my book. We live in a mud house for more than 16 years before I went to the university. So that's the kind of person I used to trek to school 24 minutes in the morning and 24 minutes in the hot afternoon. And when I come back in the hot afternoon, I didn't go to a good school. In fact, in GSS1, I was actually sitting on the floor. I was in GSS1G. There was no chairs to sit. That's how terrible my journey was. Then when I get home, I go back hot in the sun around 1 p.m. You start trekking. That's almost the peak of the sun. I go back home, take gari, take yaji. So this yaji and fish. Yaji means grounded pepper, And I was like, So those were my favorite meals, for lunch. And that was how my journey was for 6 years, from GS1 to SS3. That was how I navigated my life. Yes. But at those times, I'm grateful because those experiences I've also added up together to become the man that I'm becoming today. So that's a bit of my journey. It's not been a rosy journey. I'm not sure I even I came out with a wooden spoon, talk less of a silver spoon. It wasn't even a plastic spoon. There was no spoon at all. It was hand and mouth to eat. There was no spoon, really. Wow. So that's been my journey. Yeah.
Wow, that's such an inspiring story. Now, you said you didn't know you were going to do these things that you were doing now. What was the point where you made that shift? Like,
fantastic.
Okay, person, and now you are now this person? At what point did it all change for you? And what were the
Yeah.
steps you took?
Okay. The first thing was that, I think, what do they call it? Your association is very important. I'm going to say this, for those who are not Christians here. I crave your indulgence, but I need you to also learn from the things I'm going to say. All right.
Yeah.
I was in a church at about 16, 17. I was 15, 16. At about time I was just finishing my secondary school. All right.
Yeah.
So there was this preacher that came newly into our church, and he started, Pastor Ralph B. Julius. He started talking about the greatness that was in you. Right. Me that was timid, like I told you, me that was fearful. So hearing such a message for the first time in my entire life changed
Yeah.
my life completely. I can tell you for free that that was the beginning of my journey, because a boy who was really hopeless, who was fidgety, a boy who didn't have directions per se. I was a decent boy, to the glory of God. We had parents who taught us in the way of the Lord. Of course, my dad was, that's even another story. My dad was a Muslim, even though he was not practicing, but my mother was a deaconess in church. All right, so that story is for another day. Yeah. You know, yeah, but my mom prayed us into God. All right, my dad didn't care as per se. So those days he will come and tell this young boy, he will preach in church, that you are
Mm,
destined for greatness. All right, there's greatness on your inside. There's a lot of
mm,
potentials on your inside. So from that time, it became an awakening. All right, I started realizing automatically the guys I used to go out with on the street, all right, to play. Like I said, I wasn't a bad boy per se, but I was a very stubborn boy. Okay, all right. But those things, those messages began to do a complete overall. It was a shift for me. All right. Then that's the first thing. Then the second thing was that I began at that time to stumble on the materials of Dr. Miles Morrow. All right, that's one of my greatest tutors ever in life. All right, yeah, those books, Understanding Your Potentials, Releasing Your Potentials, Maximizing Your Potentials. My encounter with that pastor at that time, and Pastor Rap, and Dr. Miles Morrow's book were foundational to what I am today. So those things, so your ability to surround yourself, the environment I was, and the
mm.
materials I read at that time were
Yeah.
the foundation of the things that I do today. I can tell you that this particularly were the experiences that I went through that battered that shift and that change. So I went into university. Remember, it wasn't
Mm,
coincidental. I believe God has his way of doing things. All right. So I
mm.
went into the university, all right, not hopeless. I went into the university not like I would have gone into it 2 years before. I went with an understanding that there's a purpose for my life. All right.
Yeah.
I had a glimpse. Yeah, that's it. I had a glimpse of the purpose of my life. So when I went to the university, it was now a good ground. It was now a
Yeah.
fertile ground to begin. Yeah, those seeds that were sown, they now began to receive expression on campus. All right, in my curriculum, in my coursework, and of course in fellowship. So those things began to form my foundation. And let me say one thing. I don't know if I'm taking too much time. I used to
No, no,
tell
go.
younger people. All right. I used to tell younger people that when we tell you to maybe, your Islamic, this thing, come for Islamic prayer and all of these things, when you come to church, we'll say, join the choir, join the ushers. People think that they are doing us an advantage. What they didn't know is that the advantage is theirs. I can tell you for free, that more than 90% of the things that I do today, I learned in fellowship and in church. And I'm not exaggerating. All right. Now, so this is what I also tell younger people. I tell them that, did you know that your church and your mosque is not registered as church and mosque in CAC? CAC registers your church and your mosque as an NGO. They are called
Yeah.
NGO. They are called non-governmental organization. So when you
Yeah.
volunteer in the choir, you volunteer leading prayer in the mosque. All right. What you don't know is that, when you graduate from university or poly, they will ask you to provide, 5 years working experience. I used to tell them that you already have an experience. All right. You have been working in an NGO, volunteering for free in your church and your mosque. So you can write it confidently on your CV that you have volunteered. I'm telling you. You
Yes.
can see that you have volunteered for 5 years. Yeah, you have led the choir. You have done these things. It's a job. It's a working experience.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That means I should have more than 20 years experience. It will,
Exactly. You can state it that, and that is phenomenal.
I'm
Yeah,
telling you.
I'm
Thank you
telling
so
you.
much for that long ball. Wow. You know,
Yeah. Yeah,
This
you
is
never
serious.
thought about it that way. Yeah, that's serious.
Really, really serious. Because most of us think we don't have skills, we don't have experience. You've been in
Yeah.
church
Yeah.
years,
Yeah.
mounting jobs, organizing things, leading
Exactly.
programs, leading
Exactly.
organizations. That's a huge
Yeah.
leadership experience. Thank
It's
you
a
so
huge
much.
one.
And
It's a huge one.
I know that our audience will really love this. So,
Yeah.
when you were talking, you kept saying one thing I got was that the words that you heard formed you a lot. The
Mm.
environment that you heard formed
Mm.
you a lot. Now,
Yes.
what of those who are not opportuned to, be lucky enough to be closer to church? What do they
Fantastic.
do? Yeah.
Fantastic. You know, one of the things I even wrote also in my book, Ada, I think in the second chapter, is, I know we're going to get there, but I also need to say this very quickly, is that you need to develop a hunger, right?
Mm,
I've studied about hunger so much that I believe that one of the greatest ingredients for success and for
mm,
changing gears and changing levels is your ability to be hungry. To be hungry.
yeah.
In fact, Tony Robbins corroborated it. Tony Robbins is one of the greatest speakers alive. He said that
Yeah.
he has studied a lot of things about success. He has studied about goal setting, he has studied about passion, he has studied about a lot of all these things. But he said there is none that compares to hunger. A hunger to become more, a hunger to grow, a hunger to be better, a hunger to develop. All right, that almost insatiable hunger. You know what it does to you? It doesn't matter where you are. There's a drive that the hunger brings, that it attracts the things that you need. It doesn't matter where you are.
Mm,
Hunger will cause it such that, all right, even if you are not close to a miracle, you are not close to a breakthrough, your hunger will gravitate those things towards you. I can tell you for free that this is what happens. So I used to ask people, how hungry are you? I know, I jokingly used to say that, intelligence quotient IQ is great. All right. They also say that EQ, emotional intelligence, they say it's also a notch higher. It's been debated that whether IQ
mm,
is better or EQ is better. EQ has come in the next 10 years to become a multi-billion naira industry. So you have
yeah.
IQ, which is the intelligence quotient. All right. You have
Yeah.
EQ or EI, which is the emotional intelligence. But a lot of people do not know what HQ is. And HQ is not headquarters. HQ simply means your hunger quotient. All right. Yeah, you must have a hunger quotient that will
Oh,
drive you to, I can tell you, it's an attractive
yeah.
force. It will pull
Mm,
whatever you want. It doesn't matter your level. I can tell you will not know. It will be like a miracle. They say the universe, I believe is God, but they say the universe will conspire because of your
mm,
hunger. See, hunger is so dangerous that what things that are not even yours, but because of your hunger, you can
mhm,
attract them. You can attract
mhm,
them. So,
mm.
so that's what I think those individuals can do, apart from many other things. All right. Then the other thing,
Wow.
of course, is to ask questions. And these are the first two chapters in my book, interestingly. All right. This one is the first one. I said the ability to ask questions. The ability
Mm,
to ask questions. Ada, in the last 2 years, these two
yeah.
things I'm teaching you have opened the vistas for my life. All right, your
Mm,
ability to ask questions. All right, for
yeah.
instance, I tell people, all right, if you are poor, some of the questions you should ask is this: why am I poor? How long have I been poor? All right, who is the richest person in my home? All right, the richest person in the world, what do they do? All right, these are
Mm,
questions. Questions are,
yeah.
see, I tell people that you are not far away from an answer. The answer is only waiting for the questions you are here to ask. I'll say that again. All right, answers are never far away from you, they are waiting for the right questions. So a lot
Wow.
of people are not getting answers to their life situation and
Yeah.
destiny, not
Yeah.
because there are no answers, but
Yeah.
because there are no questions to be asked for those answers to come. So
Hmm.
if still talking about those people you are mentioning, all right, they must be hungry, and number two, they must keep asking questions. They should have them. I remember one story, all right, in scriptures also. If you've been following me to other, I've been running a series, Why Sit Here Till We Die. All right, there was
Yeah.
a number of lepers. I know there's time, we have time constraint, but let me just say this in 1 minute. All right,
Yeah.
we had these lepers who were ostracized, they were quarantined. All right, just like we were at the time, they were quarantined. All right, because lepers in Israel then, they
Yeah. I
couldn't
remember
enter the
that.
city.
Yeah.
Okay, they
Yeah.
couldn't enter the city. So suddenly, they now thought within themselves that, okay, if we go into the city, we'll be killed. All right. If we go outside of the city, all right, maybe if we sit here, we will die. If we go into the city, we will also die. If we live out of the city and go elsewhere, we may die or we may live. All right. They now ask themselves, they say, why sit we here till we die? That question saved their life, and that question saved an entire nation. It saved an entire nation. So questions have incredible power. They are pregnant with solutions. We just need to ask them. Yeah.
That is so powerful, and I love it so much. That means hunger and question is your breakthrough. If you can be hungry and
awesome.
if you can
powerful.
Your breakthrough at the door. Thank you so much for sharing that wonderful insight with us. Now I know we are waiting for this. So tell us, how can we earn
a fee
of what we do for free?
Awesome.
First,
awesome.
Inspire that topic, that book name.
You know, oh, thank you. Apparently, you also love the book title. You know, two things. First of all, I would love to tell you that I started a book I was 80% done on a book. 80%. I've had two editors who had finished work on a particular book I was writing. Then suddenly I was having a conversation with my mother-in-law, right? I was just having a conversation, and I can tell you for free that I just received it. I truly believe it wasn't my meditation. It wasn't an intention as per se. I received that subject. So I just had how to earn a fee. Immediately I knew it was a book. Immediately, right? And I went to work. That was how I got. So it wasn't that and you know, I in this book, I actually broke one of the first rules in book publishing, is that you shouldn't allow your title to be more than 4 to 7 words. I broke it completely, and I know, but because, you know, I sought I sought for advice from professionals. They told me I wanted to change it, but that thing in me didn't leave me. So it didn't. I went to more than 5 professionals who are experts, including my editors. They told me to change it, but my dear, something in me said, no, this is what I heard, this is what I perceive, and this is what will go out. Even if I broke any rule, I was sorry. So that was how I battered this book. Now, so let me tell you about this book very briefly. Like I told you, I've already told you about 2 chapters in the book already. Right. The first chapter is asking questions. The second chapter is hunger. Right. Now, the book is divided into 3 sessions. All right. The first session, is on discovery. So I didn't just go and jump into saying that go and earn a fee from what you do for free. No, because I realized that we are all at different levels. All right. And you see, I understand that discovery is never an end. We must keep discovering and rediscovering. So I started the book with part 1 that talks about discovery. Discovering your gift, discovering your skill, discovering your calling, discovering your purpose, discovering your passion. I mentioned fundamental principles in which you can use to develop them. Never think that you have known everything. No, you must discover your gift. So that was why I asked, you must be hungry, all right? You must ask questions, and all of those things were what I said, you know, in the book. And another thing I talked about in discovery is that you must have a mindset to save a generation. You must have a mindset to say, there's no time to go into that. Now, so that was part 1, discovery. The second part of the book is what I call development, all right? Because the truth is this, you can discover a thing and you can still be poor because of it. I can tell people for free, I can tell you for free here, that there are perhaps people who are listening to us out there. You have discovered your gift, you have discovered your skill, but you know what? It is still raw. It is still raw. Nobody eats raw meat. Raw meat has protein, but I cannot eat raw meat in my mouth. That's exactly how some people's talent are right now. That's how some people's gifts are right now. They are raw. They are not consumable in the market. All right. You have not, you know, like a meat, you have to process it. You have to add spice. You have to put it on the fire, and you make it palatable for people to ingest. All right. So I said that is the process of development, and you must undergo a process to develop that your talent into a skill that before you make it marketable. This is very important. All right. So that's the second stage of the book. The first stage, all right, the first part is discovery. The second part is development. And one more thing I talk about development in part 2, there were about 3 chapters, is that you must turn your, and this is a very important point, anybody who's listening, please listen to this very carefully. If you want to earn a fee from what you do for free, one of the things you must develop is a product. You must productize your gift. You must productize your skill. You must productize your talent. Nobody buys a passion. Nobody buys a skill. People buy product. People don't even buy product. They buy solutions. So you must develop a product that is a solution to a problem. I'll say that again. You must develop a product that solves a problem. That is how to earn a fee from what you do for free. So those gifts of yours, you can sing. It can become an EP or an album. All right. You can do a lot of things. You can talk like Ada. You can turn it into CDs. All right. And make them, and sell them off. All right. That's how to do it. So you must, one of the major, there are many keys I share, but this one is very fundamental. And it is at the root of turning your passion into profit. It is at the root of converting what you do for free and convert it for free. I put one caveat or one warning in the book. And let me just say this before I say one or two things to converting your skill to fee. I said that this book will not stop you from doing things for free. No. However, it will help you to see how to earn a fee so that you can do more things for free. I'll say that again. It looks like a play of words, but it's deliberate. This book will not ask you to stop doing things for free. No, it won't ask you to stop. However, it will help you and open your eyes to see how you can earn a fee so that you can do more things for free. Because I know that we have a good heart. We want to give. So I'm not stopping you from giving. However, because you can give, a lot of people are giving and giving and giving. They've gone negative. They don't have again. So this book will help you see how you can make money so that you can give for free. Because you can't keep giving and keep giving. You're already dry and broke already.
Yes. You must sustain the passion.
Yes. Exactly. So the third part of the book, so the first part is discovery. The second part is development. Then the third part is to, deploy and duplicate it. Deploy and duplicate. So interestingly, is DDDD, is deliberate. Discovery part 1, development part 2, then deploy and duplicate part 3.
Yes.
Now, how do I mean deploy and duplicate? You may have the greatest product on earth. You have the finest product. Maybe you have a CD. Nobody sings like you. You have a fantastic voice. But my dear, until you push it out, you deploy it. Until you duplicate it, nobody will see it. So one of the things I talked about was what I talked about yesterday on my live stream. I said that one of the ways to deploy and duplicate what you have is to be visible. See, some people who are listening to us right now, probably they are the best people that happened before high school. They are the best people who can code. They are the best people who can sing. They are the best people who can lead. However, we cannot see them. As long as we cannot see you, we cannot buy from you. It is very difficult to promote what is in obscurity. I'll say that again. It is difficult to promote what is in obscurity. So I tell people, I said, my dear, the days where you say, I'm just humble, if I'm good, they will find me. Nobody is looking for you. Nobody is looking for you. Let me tell you for free. Nobody is looking for you. You must show yourself, because you see, there are certain people you are 10 times better than. You are 10 times better than them. All right. However, they also know that you are 10 times. They are not even competing with you. But you know what? They are 10 times are showing more than you do.
Yes.
So the market doesn't quite query anybody. It's the person that they see that they buy from. We can talk about best later. It's who they see. So you must be visible. Thank God. Thank God the words of Jesus said. Because see, somebody said it and I agree. He said visibility is as important as your ability. Yes. Visibility is as important as ability. Okay. So you can have all the abilities in the world. As long as you are not visible, it is zero. So you must be visible. That's how to deploy. Then I talked, one of the chapters I talked about, I'm supposed to stop here now. One of the chapters I also talk more about is on selling, on copywriting, on storytelling. This is how you used to deploy. I went almost 30 pages almost 30 pages of the book was dedicated to selling, because some people are too shy to sell. And if you are too shy to sell, you are too shy to make money. It's automatic.
Yeah, I
Because
agree
the
with
truth
you.
is it, yeah, you are either see, you lose money when you buy, and you get money when you sell, and you
True.
grow money when you invest. You
Mm-hmm.
lose money when you buy, you
Mm-hmm.
get money when you sell, and you
Yeah,
grow money when you invest.
I
A
love
lot of
that.
people are in the red today because they are always in number one. They are almost always buying, they are not selling. So that is
Mm,
why they are not making a fee from what they do for free.
yeah,
I saw
yeah,
a lady who
yeah,
went on YouTube or somewhere, packaged how to make hair, and she's making good money. As simple as that. You may think it's negative. There was a guy in Nigeria who, one of the things, some of us is very popular. He also wrote on the book, all right? On my book, he wrote a few lines. You know what he did? They know him a lot of people know him very well. He rejected an office recently, a budget. What did he do? He was working in the bank. Then suddenly he realized that Nigerians do not know their budget. All they hear is that the president comes January 1st or March something and reads the budget, and that's all. So he said, you know what I want to do? I want to make Nigerian budget accessible to Nigerians. So I design infographics. Just designing infographics and pushing out to the market has made that guy a millionaire right now. His company is one of the most recognized company in Africa. Bill Gates is
yeah.
funding it. All right, a lot of angels are funding. Why? He deployed and duplicated just infographics. So never think that anything is stupid. Let me even
Yeah.
make one more point because of time. There's a lady in Europe. Ada, it will surprise you. You know what she did?
Mm.
She began to write articles of how people will eat on the plane. Can you imagine? How to eat on the plane. Her blog
No
went
way.
viral. I'm telling you, her blog went viral. She also wrote a book that has become a bestseller on how to eat on the plane. So what are you commonizing? I'm telling you, what do you think you are commonizing? Productize it and push it to the market.
You know, when Linda Ikeji monetized gossip, that was
Exactly.
when I knew that
Exactly.
virtually nothing that you cannot
Nothing.
do money. You have to, like you
You got
said,
it.
you have to be hungry, and you have to ask the
Yeah,
right questions. And I'm so
exactly.
glad you're here today, sharing with us. Please, even me, I'm excited. I can't wait to get my copy of the book.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Thank you.
How can we get it? Where can people find you? How do they order? Tell us.
Okay, fantastic. So maybe I should just my website. I'm going to give my website and my WhatsApp line. Ada, thank you for this one more time. I really count it a privilege. All right. First of all, I want
Yeah,
to let you know that the book. Ada, I don't know if I've sent your bonus to you. The book
yeah,
is
you have.
going for. Okay. Oh, all right. Thank you. All right. So there are a lot of packages around the book. All right. Number one is that the book is 5,000.
Mhm.
However, we are doing a 50%. All right. Promo right now, and
Yeah.
yeah, generally. So you can get the book, including shipping and all of that, for about 4,850 naira only, including it will get to your doorstep. All right, it will get to your doorstep for 4,850 naira. All right, we are also working on another alternative. All right, that will make you pick it in a bus stop in your city. So if you are not able to pay, we are trying to make it easy for everybody. If you are not trying to pay, you can't pay 4,850 to get to your domot. All right, you can pay about 3,150. They will take it to somewhere in your city where you can pick. So we're trying to make it easy for everybody. So the alternative to pick the book at 4,850 naira or 3,150. All right, it's going to increase to about 7,000 and 5,000 in the next 2 weeks. All right, so that's the book. Now, when you get pre-order, one of the things you also get is you get some of my best materials on radio. All right, number one is how to turn your passion to profit. That is worth about 4,000 naira. All right, you also get success systems. Success system is also worth about 4K. All right, then you
Yeah.
also get all these things I'm mentioning are free. But these are the prices, but I'm giving out for free because you pre-order. All right. The fourth thing you're also going to get is strategic alliance, how to build relationship. And that's, strategic relationship that will change your life. That's the first book I was writing before I stopped. But I did a broadcast on that will help people. Then the last one is that, why businesses fail and what you must do and what you must not do. Combine these materials are worth about 20K. All right, but I'm pushing them out because you are pre-ordering. So when you pre-order, you are getting a double dose, all right, of
Yeah.
value. So you are just pre-ordering for about 4,850. You are getting additional material of like 20,000. So that's how to get the book. So how do you get the book? My website is www.niyisoyinka. Niyi Soyinka is spelled Niyisoyinka. Niyisoyinka. So niyisoyinka.com/NAFE/NAFEE. That's how to get the book. You can go there, or if you want to reach me directly on WhatsApp, I'm very accessible. All right, it's on 070-3457-0310. I'll mention it two more times. 070-3457-0310. For the last time, 070-3457-0310. Ada, thank you so much tonight. Thank you so much.
Okay, to make it easier, we've put the link in this broadcast. So we just click the link and you get the copy of your book. Wow, that is amazing bonuses. And guys, make sure you get your copy right now. I can't wait for my own to arrive. I'm looking forward to it. It will. Just before we go, someone asked a question. So you answer for us. How do I get to become who I want to be with nothing, especially in the village where everyone is not interested in what I am offering? This in a rural area, so
fantastic. Now, this is a very powerful question, and I love the question. Now, let me say this. I may spoil that lady's theology right now this evening. I may bust her bubble, but she should forgive me, but it will help her. Now, let me say this. There's a chapter in the book I talked about. I read it many years ago, and in the material, and I added it to the book. All right. There's what we call a starving crowd, a starving market. Now, see, gone are the days where you say, I had a vision. I saw an angel Shuku Shuku, angel Niyi, or angel Ada. When I saw that angel Ada and angel Niyi told me to go out and sell this thing and do that. Those days are over. Now, I'm not downplaying the place of God and the place of angel. No. Even if you receive an idea from that angel, put it in your pocket and put it in the house. Go to the market first and go and look for what does the market want. It is the market. See, you are not making a product for yourself. You are making a product for the market. So it's not even to develop a product first. Your first point of call is to find a starving market. There is a market. What do they want? Then you now go back and go and prepare. Then if what that angel told you, you cannot match it with what that angel told you, and match it, you will now make a bestseller of a product. So for this lady who's on the village, you may have to abandon that your product or passion for now. Go into the market and ask her, what did she want? Do you know what the starving market is? To be starving simply means you are hungry. That means the market is hungry. They are waiting for you to give them food.
Yes.
That's exactly what it is. So, somebody who is starving, you know what I mean? Let me give you a practical example. Let's say in that village now, all right, there is no restaurant. And one of the things they need is that there are a lot of farmers in that village. They always love to have a place, maybe in the noon, where they can eat. That's a starving market. Already for you, it's a market. It's a market existing for you already. So instead of bringing something that you just like and it's just your passion, you may pause your passion. I'm a motivational speaker and I tell people to follow their passion. But sometimes you need to make money to even fund your passion.
Exactly.
Sometimes you need to make money to fund your passion. So one way to do it is to know your starving market and design a product for that market. And that's how to help her. There's always a starving market and she can find something around, whether she likes them or not. For the meantime, she should do them. Then money can come. Then she can now fund her dream or fund that her product that she wanted to do. It's not about you. It's about the market. You are not eating your product. It is the market that wants your product. So you must design a product for them. Don't design a product for you. You are not buying your product. At this point I'm making is one of the fundamental mistakes people make in business, and they are crying that they are not selling. No, you are not selling because there's no market for it. There's no crowd for it. You went on your own because you liked it. No, those days are over. Ask the market what you want. Go and look for a starving crowd. Go and look for a starving market and design a product that fits them. They will rush you. Now then they rush us. That's what will happen.
Now them they rush us, so that's what we want at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's the idea.
thank you for this and nuggets. And wow, these I know that if I come to you for consulting, you're definitely going to charge me thousands of dollars to get this information. And thank you for sharing it with us. And guys, please, if there is nothing you do this year, make sure you get this book. It will change your life. I guarantee you that.
Absolutely.
It definitely change your life, because until you earn from, you make your own, there's a joy in earning your own money. Like it gives you, it pushes you to even pursue that passion the more. So just before we go, what is the last word you have for our audience?
My last word is just one. I want you everywhere out there, please subscribe to Ada's YouTube page, share our product. That's what I'm saying. So don't think I'll market my product. Anybody who's listening, waiting for me to market the product again, just go subscribe. Ada is somebody I believe in. She's my sister. She's my friend. Go subscribe on our page and carry the link and share with your friends. Tell them to subscribe. Tell them to go and get value. You get value for free. Only very few people do these things for free. So please, I beg you, when she is hosting a guest or when she's doing a program herself, help her share. Let the world hear. If people who are doing negative things can be flaunting and proud of it, let also promote good things. What Ada is doing on our YouTube page is a good thing. So share it, promote it, subscribe it. Whether you belong to WhatsApp group that people are, put them there and tell them to subscribe. They will get value. All right. And when you do that, men will also do it for you. That's my last word. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for watching our channel. So don't forget to subscribe, share, and let us know your thoughts. If you, whatever it is that you would like us to talk about, please drop it in the comment box and we might bring an interesting guest to answer your questions. I look forward to seeing you guys on our next episode. And don't forget, hit that notification bell so that whenever we go live, whenever we post a video, you will be notified. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I celebrate you. Thank you.